high entertainment, low more, or whatever your thing is. I'm not gonna try
Yeah.
to.
Okay.
And then Johanna starts her thing, and then we just keep going until we crack up.
Okay,
But you
that
gotta try
sounds like a
not to.
plan.
You gotta try not to crack up. All right, see how long we can keep it going.
All right.
Um,
Are we ready?
yeah.
I already started recording.
Okay.
Thank you for downloading the Agents of Helm podcast. If you want to hear more, please subscribe to us on iTunes or check us out at agentsofhelm.com. We're also on Facebook as Agents of Helm and Twitter at Agents of Helm. Please check us out. And again, thanks.
Boom, 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 boom,
High
boom,
entertainment,
boom,
low
boom,
morals. High
boom,
entertainment,
boom,
low
boom,
morals.
boom.
High entertainment, low
This is
morals.
the
High
agents of
entertainment,
hell.
low morals. High entertainment,
This is
low
the
morals.
agents
High
of hell.
entertainment, low morals. High entertainment,
This
low
is
morals.
the
High
agents of
entertainment,
hell.
low morals. High entertainment,
This
low
is
morals.
the
High
agents of
entertainment,
hell.
low morals. High entertainment,
This
low
is the
morals.
agents of hell.
Yes, it is. We gotta stop.
Yeah, seriously, what the fuck? Someone's supposed to laugh already.
I think we were all just really getting into it. Okay, so
We got
if,
to the
if you
groove.
have not watched the latest episode of the Game of Thrones, it's called The Gift. I think it's is this 8? Are we on 8 now, Joe?
Oh, who knows?
Who
Episode
knows?
7.
7. Okay, so if you haven't watched it and you're planning on watching it, then you should maybe not listen to this. I'm gonna be honest with you. Maybe you should watch the show first, because as most people know, we do tend to spoil things. Um, and if you don't care, then listen anyway, because even if you don't know what we're talking about, this should be pretty entertaining show. So I'm gonna jump right in. I'm gonna say a name, and then you guys just jump in, and then I'm gonna say another name, and then you guys just incorporate that into your discussion. You got it? You got the rules?
I think so. Yeah, we got it. You ready to play, Johanna? Johanna?
Johanna?
She already left the game,
So I guess you win, Joe.
as always.
Good job.
Champion.
All right, so it looks like we lost Johanna. I mean, we could wait for her, but I say we just dive right in. Begin. And so let's start off Tyrion.
Tyrion. Tyrion is the gift, which is the name of this episode. He's Jorah Mormont's gift to Khaleesi, who's opening the fighting pits now, and coincidentally, Jorah Mormont who was captured by slave owners or slave traders last episode, is now going to be. Hold on, Johanna's pinging me. I gotta invite her back in.
Or you don't have to.
I don't have to, but I think it would be so nice if I did.
Maybe we could just have her communicate by G chat.
Wow, you sound like you're standing right next to me when you're talking right now.
I know you sound really good too. It's because she's not on the connection. I'm almost certain that's what it is. Because
I mean, you literally sound like you're standing right next to me.
I sound good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you sound really good too.
Wow.
I totally think that it's when it's only two people, like the sound quality like seriously jumps up.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
So maybe we should just All right. I'm just kidding.
No, you still sound good. Now, Johanna, you there?
Do I still smell good?
Do you sound good? I'm saying, like,
Who's talking to me, first of all, and second of all, okay. So as I was saying, Johanna, we're talking about Tyrion and how he got saved. Like the fat guy came up and chopped his sword. Maybe somebody thought that he was gonna like chop him, but obviously, I thought it was a bit contrived. I mean, the whole thing was contrived. So Jabba the Mormont He gets
Jabba the Mormont.
Jabba the Mormont and Tyrion. They end up finally in this opportunity with this big pit fighting scene, and so you kind of get excited because you're expecting like a gladiator type thing, and then I think what did you called it bootleg gladiator, right,
I
Joe?
call it's a bootleg gladiator. The whole scene was a bootleg gladiator scene. For those of you who are listening, and I'm sure most of you have seen the movie Gladiator. If not, sorry. The part where, oh my God, what's the actor's name again? Yeah, Maximus reveals himself to the king,
Commodus.
which is who?
Commodus.
Commodus. When he reveals himself to the king, it was like a high dramatic point in the movie. And here in Game of Thrones, when Jorah Mormont reveals himself to Khaleesi, I think it was kind of looking for that same thing, but it just fell so flat. I mean, there was no drama in it. It was like he takes off the mask, Khaleesi sees him, she's like, "Get him out of my face."
Well, even before
Get him
that,
out of here.
I felt sorry for her, new husband or her fiance. I mean, it was just like this. The whole thing was embarrassing. Like the fight was embarrassing. Their surroundings. They were basically like in a mud pit. They were
Yeah.
hanging out in a mud pit. I was expecting gladiators, and I got like
I
a
was
mud pit.
expecting a Coliseum.
So
It
I guess
looked like
it was like some sort of
like-
qualifying round or something. But like, why would we have to watch a qualifying round of this shit?
And why
I
would
mean-
Khaleesi be there?
And yeah, and so the whole thing is like, oh well, it is just custom that the Khaleesi joins in and watches a random game that happens to be, have Jabba the Mormont and Tyrion in it.
Oh, okay? Can we just rewind a little bit before we get to that part? When the slave trader actually sells Tyrion and Jorah to I guess the slave owner, and after he buys Jorah, and Tyrion's like, "No, you got to take us. We're like a team," and everybody starts laughing, and he thinks he can't fight, and then he just out of nowhere just beats up the guy next to him. I'm like, "Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Please." You should
was
have just
pretty-
taken a chain and just smacked Tyrion real quick with it.
That was pretty funny.
I mean, it was funny,
It was played
but
for
it was
laughs.
like, come on, really? He's gonna beat up this guy? Come
You
on.
don't think a little person can beat up a
I didn't say
person?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. What I said was I didn't think Tyrion could do it.
Tyrion is really smart, and
He's no fighter,
okay.
which
Well,
we've seen on many occasions.
in the books, right, Johanna? He's actually a pretty capable, like, little fighter. He gets in
Tyrion?
situations. And on the show, too, there's definitely been... I know there was the one time when he just got, like, hit in the head, and then he got knocked out, and he missed the whole battle. But there have been other times when he's been in battle, and he's held his own. He's held his own. But mostly
I
it's
don't
because
recall in the show him holding his own.
Oh, like during the Battle of Blackwater?
yeah, during the Battle of Blackwater, he did okay. And then
But he wasn't actually fighting anybody. He was.
He did fight.
He did the
fight.
He had
strategy
to fight
part.
through people.
Yeah, he had to fight through people,
Yeah.
and he was doing the strategy.
Hmm.
So he is definitely, like, I think, good enough to take out some rando. I mean, the guy wasn't much bigger than him anyway.
Yeah, I didn't find that part terribly unbelievable. You know. He had the element of surprise as well.
Element
just,
of
like-
surprise.
He yanked the person down and then hit him with the chain. And we should know from The Walking Dead that a chain can actually knock your head off. So the guy was lucky that he still had his head at the end of it. Okay, so Booby Poison McGee is the next name.
Booby Poison McGee. Although her boobies do look nice, and we are talking about the sand snakes.
Yes.
I don't know what their names are. We just call this one Booby Snake because she, showed her boobs to. Oh my God, what's that guy's name again?
Bronn.
Bronn.
Mhm.
Which she poisoned during their fight last episode when she, I guess, sliced him with his blade for a warrior who wants to kill the person right away. She uses a long-acting poison that kills the person. What? How many hours was it, Lorenzo?
It's at least a day, man,
A
for
day.
sure. So,
Like,
I would say 24, 48. I mean, I'm not gonna, like we're gonna get into her in a second, but Marjorie, she's probably been in jail the same amount of time, and she
Yeah.
looks rough.
Yeah. A lot of things, I guess a lot can happen in those 24 hours, but I mean, come on. If I don't kill you, I guess the point of poisoning the blade was, if you kill me, no matter what, I killed you if I cut you at least once. I guess that's the line of thinking, you doing something like that, but
to me, it only makes sense if she knew they were going to get locked up together and she could be like, tell me I'm the most beautiful woman in Westeros and give him the antidote. Otherwise, I don't really get the point of a slow-acting poison on someone who you're trying to kill.
yeah, and she keeps it around her neck, coincidentally. She just happens to have it around her neck and tosses it to Bronn. And he, again, coincidentally, starts to suffer the effects of the poison as she's stripping in front of him. I don't know. A lot of coincidence in this episode.
I think you guys are finally starting to see what I mean when I say that this show is just like on the ramp. Like on the ramp, like not quite halfway up the ramp, maybe like still like 3/4, only 1/4, 3/4 to go. But it is on a ramp, and that ramp is pointed right at a shark.
It almost makes me like excited to see what the shark will be. Like
yeah, I mean,
how bad.
It's got to be shark worthy. I mean, so far there's nothing that's been shark worthy yet, but something crazy has got to happen to make you want to watch. That's the whole point of the shark jumping, right? That brings in viewers. So I haven't seen them advertise anything that's going to make people or get more people to watch Game of Thrones because of a certain event that's going
because
to.
they're not there yet. They're not there yet. Right now they're just at the ramp.
Season 12.
The ramp bottom.
No.
It's going 8 seasons. I'm pretty sure that's what is the general idea. So what about what about Sam and Gilly?
Well, we have almost another rape scene in Game of Thrones.
Oh, that's not why I meant the bum chicka wow wow for. Like,
I know that's not what you meant it for, but what I'm saying is, well, we'll get to that in a second, but the truth is, I mean, there were 2 guards that were going to at least make an attempt to rape Gilly, or made an attempt to rape Gilly, and Sam being
they didn't really necessarily, like, I mean, I don't remember them actually in the process of raping her.
When after the guy kicked Sam in the face and thought he had him knocked out, they both already had their hands up her whatever she was wearing, her clothes. They were already feeling her up.
The goal was always to rape Gilly. Like,
yeah.
Their goal was always to rape her. It's just so happens that Sam came in. I mean, even after that, as Joe said, they were still going to proceed with the raping.
Yeah, and then finally, Sam stood up to them, and he got some help. We finally saw Ghost. And you know how ghosts are. They always arrive at the time either you need them the most or you don't expect to see them, and there goes Ghost. He shows up.
I think he got a little bit bigger too.
He did. I mean, the animation on that thing, he got huge. Well, we haven't seen him for like close to a year, so yeah, I think he would have gotten much bigger. And he finds off the guards, and they leave Gilly alone. And then Gilly shows her appreciation to Sam, Johanna, and how does she do that?
Boom, chicka wow wow. She takes Sam's virginity. Ooh. And I think she gave some sort of love talk, like it was, affectionate, and he kind of just lay there and let her,
make it sound like he is at fault for, like, being the guy, like, being on the bottom. What's wrong with you? I thought you were...
He just got his ass kicked. I mean, it was okay if he just laid there.
Can I just take a moment? I got a little non sequitur. So I was going towards the subway, and I see this lady coming out of the subway. She's holding her bike, and she's talking to her son, right? And the son said, probably asked like along the question of why or something like that, and her response is because they're machismo. And then the kid is, and then like a beat, and then she says, like, yeah, let me take that for you, little lady, or something like that, like to the kid to show the guys just be trying to be macho to like carry her bike, but like that just really bothered me because what if you're just offering to carry your bike just because you want to like try to be like not an asshole.
Also, like, I don't think she knows what machismo means. Just saying, because machismo is sort of more like, get in there and wash my dishes, woman, because we
No, I
have a
think
long
that's what-
500-year-old history of doing
But that's my point.
Yeah.
I think that's what
Yeah.
she meant, I
But
think that's actually the connotation for what the way she was using the word. Personally, that's what I got from it, and that just really annoyed me because you try not to be an asshole and you end up getting labeled an asshole. So
I'm not
whatever.
saying anything like that. But like he also
I kind of
like,
think you are saying the
he's-
same thing
No, I
when you're
was
saying
going
that.
to say that he is a virgin, and sometimes when that position is utilized, there's a learning curve. Okay, it's kind of the shock, and he looked very shocked, and then he was like, "Oh my!" And
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
yeah.
He should have said to her, "Could you teach me some moves?" And then he could have taught her. She could have taught him
Oh, but think about where she got her moves from.
from her dad.
That's gross, man.
Yeah, unfortunate
but
implication.
Before all of that, we had a historical moment. So I'm going to mention Aemon Targaryen.
Targaryen.
Can you talk about that historical moment, Joe?
Sure. He was I guess, the last male Targaryen left that we know of in Game of
Yeah, but I'm
Thrones,
not talking. That's true.
and he passed away from natural causes, which is which you don't see on this show quite often. Usually, somebody's killing someone else or
No,
poisoning them.
Joe, you don't see it at all. This is the first time that anybody's ever died of natural causes on the show. Now, Joe's not convinced that he actually died on the show because he might have still been alive when they cut to his dead body. But I think that he said, because he was talking to Egg, he's like was delirious at the end, and he said, "Egg, I had a dream that I was old." And then that's it. Then he dies at that moment. But Joe doesn't think so. Whatever.
I mean, they didn't show him going, "Hey, I had a dream I was old."
He was being
That's not how
married.
people die, Joe. People just. Haven't you ever seen anybody die before? They just like.
Yes, unfortunately,
stop,
yes.
They stop breathing. There's no like at the end.
In movies, there are for the most part.
It's a death rattle.
There was no like sign of death. Like the next, they just show him outside.
Dead.
Yeah, getting
that was.
yeah,
don't you
dead.
think that was a big enough sign.
And the ceremony, that was the sign that he was dead. Yes. And then they burned him like a Jedi.
Right, and then the little comment by the new commander, since Jon Snow like is off gathering wildlands, yeah, so he's the new commander, and he leans over and tells Sam, you're quickly running out of friends or whatever,
Yeah.
and
Your friends keep leaving or something like that.
Yeah, you're running out of friends, buddy.
yeah, I mean, what a dick thing to say at a funeral.
That's
Yeah,
what
well, Sam hitched his ride to Jon Snow, and Jon left him and went beyond the wall.
he's gonna have to leave. Like
now
all the foreshadowing. I mean, there's all this foreshadowing that he's gonna have to leave, that he's gonna leave. Obviously, with Gilly. Like, Aemon even says, like, you need to get this child the fuck out of here. I know those aren't the words he used, but still,
It's close.
general sentiment.
Now that the old man said the winter's coming, this is like 3 episodes in a row that we've been told that winter's coming, and everybody seems to be really worried about it. So I think we're getting close, guys. We're getting
I think
close.
Stannis
Yeah.
said
Well,
it too.
it started to snow.
Yeah, it was snowing. There's a storm up in Winterfell.
Like I think that's the first time that a snowstorm ever like stopped anything on the show,
Yeah. Well, maybe they were
So-
filming here over our winter. That's why that's
Okay, let's be honest though. All this stuff was pretty stupid. The only real thing that matters from this episode, I'm gonna say Diana Rigg. That's the name for you, Joe.
Hell yeah.
Diana Rigg with the Grandma Tyrell.
She also is apparently from a couple of other things. If you didn't
Yeah,
know,
she was from the Avengers from the 1960 series. I'm sure most people already know this. And she was a Bond girl back in the 60s. Pretty hot too. I mean, I guess I don't want to say she didn't age gracefully. I mean, she is wearing that big, huge. I don't know what do you call that dress?
Wimple.
What?
Wimple.
A wimp? Yeah, I don't know why I didn't know that. Yeah, a wimple. Uh, but yeah, she's trying to get her grandkids out of I guess what do you call it? What is that
the
cult
High
called again?
Sparrow,
The High
Yeah.
Sparrow jail. She's trying to get them
seven-sided.
out. Yeah, she's trying to get them out of High Sparrow jail. Um,
They're the
and
Sparrows. Yeah, I guess Sparrow Joe.
yeah, Sparrow jail, which doesn't look very good because Marjorie looks like hell. And her cell doesn't look as
We were
bad.
saying, correct us if we're wrong, but we were estimating that she's been in jail as long as Braun and the three. I think they've even been in jail longer. I'm not totally sure, but the Sand Snakes and Braun, they are doing a lot better in jail. Marjorie looks rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the show goes like you know how time went in Inception. I think the show's kind of like that.
Dreams within dreams within dreams.
Yeah, where like 10 seconds is like I don't know, 10 days. I have no idea, but something along those lines. Because she just looks like hell now, and her cell doesn't look as bad. I remember when Tyrion was in jail, his cell looked like crap. And
No.
she's
Oh, okay. So in my bed, I have like these slats, and it's like an IKEA bed, and so it's got like slats on the bottom, and if they're not in place, sometimes they come loose, and so then the mattress like sags in that direction because there's nothing below it because the slats are not there, and all last night I had to sleep like that with it like the mattress like pointed downward, and I felt like Tyrion in the sky dungeon because the sky dungeon the floors are slanted so that you're always kind of feeling a pull towards the edge.
yeah.
That's how I felt last night. Yeah, so it sucks. I can speak for Tyrion and tell you.
Well,
that
he's been.
it
I
sucks.
guess as you mentioned, he's been in 2 jails, right? He's been in the Sky Dome, right? And he was in jail at King's Landing.
And he was in a box for like.
Yeah, and he was in a box. I mean, and compared to Marjorie's conditions, I mean,
Yeah.
Tyrion had it bad. Marjorie has it good. I mean, you look at her; she's got like a whole big room to herself, and I didn't see not one rat in there. So,
Are you talking about
Well-
Marjorie?
yeah,
Well,
Yeah, but
they're-
she looked like shit, man.
They're
she looks
trying
like
to
shit.
make-
I'm just saying her
yeah.
accommodations look far
Better.
better than Tyrion ever had.
I think they're trying to make this totally convoluted point that it's emphasized a lot by Cersei and the High Sparrow, like, this is the worst prison ever, people go crazy here, blah, blah. So then when you see Marjorie, she's got to look all busted up. But the truth is, like, this is not a realistic show, but could she really have gotten that fucked up in, like, a day or two?
I don't know, Johanna, you're a woman. Tell me, if you haven't had your hair done in like a day or so, is it gonna look like that?
No.
I'm saying that she hasn't had her hair done, she hasn't been bathed, she hasn't had her nails done. I don't know.
Yeah, the
And now
Sand Snakes
she's-
have like perfect hair.
And
Yeah.
the Sand Snakes look good.
Yeah.
They look good. But yeah, but then again, we have to get there's 3 women in the same cell, so they're probably brushing each other's hair. So
Oh my god.
Like
to
Kim-
each other.
To make each other's nails.
Yeah. Yeah, Marjorie can't do all that stuff by herself.
I
And
guess
those
the
Sand Snakes, they probably got combs in their pants or something, or in their boobs or something. You know,
combs in the
hiding,
pants.
they're
Is that a
hiding
comb
stuff
in the
everywhere.
pants, Or
Yeah, Marjorie,
Okay.
she's got it. She looks worse than what's actually happening to her.
right, but we saw her for a second because Cersei went in there and offered her leftovers from the night before. You gotta love Cersei, man. You just gotta love Cersei. And then she comes out of there and she walks into the room with the High Sparrow, and you get like the feeling right away that something bad's gonna happen. And he ends up like talking about how the whole thing is because they're in the castle, but they're in like the well, the old part, the really old part that the rest of it was built upon. And so it's got this old foundation because the church has been around for so long. And, if you tear away all the facade, then that's what you're left with, is that foundation. What would happen if we tore down your facade, Cersei? And then her little nephew or cousin comes out, and who's obviously the one that she had relations with. And, yeah, they take her into custody. That weird, freaky nun-looking lady. Did she look weird to you guys, or is it
Yeah,
just me?
she's creepy.
She was
She
creepy.
looked like a creepy flying nun, if you guys remember the flying nun.
So she
Yeah,
throws.
creepy.
Isn't that Gidget?
Yeah, Sally Field.
Sally Field. Yeah. Okay, but you just totally threw me off course, Joe, with your
By
She looked like a
Angie
creepy
Mustard.
flying
Sally
nun.
Field.
See, now
yeah.
you're thinking Gidget.
Now I'm thinking about Gidget. She was awfully cute. Sally Fields is looking not too bad. Speaking of aging gracefully.
But yeah, that and like you said, Lorenzo, we were talking earlier. Cersei's last words to the last words in the actually entire episode, where she's like, "This is the remember my face because it'll be the last face you see when after I kill you."
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Cersei's revenge, and hopefully it can redeem what has been a lackluster Game of Thrones season.
Yeah, so Cersei's still, I think she's my favorite character on the show at this point.
No.
She's definitely the most entertaining.
Uh,
And Johanna, I know Joe is obviously his favorite character is Daenerys, but who's your favorite character? Just the one that entertains you the most, the one that you care the most about.
Probably. I would have to say
No, not the one you care most about. The one that you want to see.
the one I want to see.
Right, like the one, you're like, oh, can we just get past all this other stuff so I can see this character?
Can we bring back Oberyn Martell?
I mean, he can come back as a zombie.
Oberyn Martell, please. He was like the most compelling character.
Okay, yeah, but I think you gotta. No, you can't because he's dead, and we're
Okay.
talking about now.
Okay.
At this moment on the show, I'm saying Cersei's my favorite character. She's just like the most entertaining thing on there. She's who I want to see.
I would have to say, it's gonna sound weird. I actually want to see more Stannis. I can't believe I'm the fuck saying that.
Stannis?
Stannis, because he's got this weird conflict now with the Red Lady and his poor daughter, and we already know that he loves his daughter. And I have to say,
Yeah, Johanna, would you mind describing the conflict for me? Because I didn't get it. Like, his daughter has to die in order for him to win?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so
what I got out of it, right?
he's been using she's been using royal blood, right? She used Gendam, the Robert Baratheon's bastard, and she's used other royal blood. And now she's like, look, you're royal, and there's this little girl, and she's got royal blood, and I want to use her blood, and she's like, let's use leeches, and he's kind of like, eh. So it was already established a couple of episodes ago that even though we had this impression that he didn't love her that much because she has grayscale, but then it's revealed he actually adores her, loves her, thinks she's kind of the center of the universe if the Red Lady wasn't there. So I'm really interested, is he ever going to make it the fuck anywhere? Is he going to win? What about the Onion Knight? This whole conflict now where he's been, sexing this lady up, and now she's kind of like, hey, and she hasn't been doing that, but she's like, we're still going to do this because of the light or whatever. I can't believe in my entire life and in my entire duration of having read the fucking books that this season is so disappointing that I'm saying I want to see more Stannis.
Okay. All right. So that's a good answer. I'll accept that. So I think Johanna's our winner, Joe, because I didn't even hear your side of the story. So
I didn't get an opportunity to express my side of the story.
you can't possibly win. So yeah, I think now we should just do some last words. We've been kind of rambling on for a while. In conclusion, we want to see more Cersei and Stannis, and maybe a little Daenerys too.
No, not a little Daenerys. A lot of Daenerys and some
lot
damn
of Daenerys.
dragons. No, some damn dragons.
Dragons.
Stannis.
So, yeah, but still, you gotta love Cersei, and it was great to see her get her comeuppance. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that plays out. Anyway, this is Lorenzo, and
Before you cut out, Lorenzo,
yeah.
Can we at least mention Sansa and in her attempt to put the candle in the window?
Oh my god, that was just annoying. Like, what? Okay, so everything I said last week, I was trying to just move past this and skip it completely. Everything I said last week was 100% wrong. Malik was right. She totally got no agency at all. I was very disappointed to see that she did not have a better plan than to talk to the guy that betrayed her already. This guy that is like she must be able to tell that he's mind fucked. I mean, from the guy that she knew to what he is now. I mean, how could she possibly think that she had enough influence over him to take that kind of risk? I guess he was the only option she had for lighting the candle. Why didn't she light the candle before she got married?
She's still naive as hell, that's why.
Dumb.
She's like, of course they'll help me.
All right, so Brianna is just waiting outside, and Stanza is just getting, like, basically raped every night, and there's nothing she can do about it, and I think she has a corkscrew now. So that's the extent of her plan, was to hopefully get a corkscrew, and then see how it plays out from there.
She's gonna have to stab him in the bed. She's gonna have to kill him in bed.
Stab him in the willy.
Yeah, which I'm hoping happens.
It's gonna be an ugly, ugly murder, right?
Yeah.
Killing somebody with a corkscrew.
Yeah, I think she's gonna have to get to the point where she's just had enough, and she's gonna have to kill him because apparently she's not gonna be able to get to the tower on her own. She obviously can't trust Theon.
Oh yeah, because he killed. What's his name? Ramsay. Is it Ramsay? He killed the shit out of her one like little confidant.
Killed the shit out of her.
Played her until she died.
He skinned her alive.
And he was disappointed that he didn't even get to her face.
Yeah, because she died too soon. I mean, that guy's got to go. I really can't stand his character, and he's just got to go in the worst way.
He's probably my second favorite character.
You mean in terms of like wanting to know what happens, right?
Yeah, well, just entertainment value. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the most bang for your buck. he's always doing.
You literally get the most bang for your buck with him.
He's just fucking insane.
Leaves you satisfied and smiling.
What the fuck's this guy gonna do next?
Yeah, when I see somebody shove a sword through his chest, I'll be very happy.
It's gonna be a corkscrew.
Or a corkscrew.
Corkscrew in the willy.
No, it's got to be a corkscrew in the cock. That's what you got to say.
That's what in the willy.
In the willy. I know, but I'm saying.
A screw of cork in the cock.
It's going to be a cockscrew when she's done.
So, on that note, this has been Lorenzo discussing Game of Thrones with Johanna and Joe, and basically covering all the points and I think a little bit beyond. So hopefully we enlightened you in some way, and if not, hopefully we made you giggle, and if not, send us a comment and complain that we are shit. We'd love
That's what we want to hear.
We'd love to hear from you.
Please tell us we're shit. Please, no, please.
By all means.
Please.
And and so guys, just say goodnight, and then we're out of here.
Later.
Bye.
Arrivederci. Oh, I forgot to say that the next episode is mine of our weekly our our episode that we do every week. I'm doing a Radio Lab podcast, and so be sure to tune in for that because it's going to be great fun. Okay, I think that's it. Say bye again, guys.
Later.
Bye.
Arrivederci. Okay, that's good, Joe.